Dogs are man's best friend. They can sense human emotions and listen silently. They will be by their side when human beings need comfort the most. Unexpectedly, however, they were dumped in the garbage dump like rubbish. What the hell was going on here? In a cold winter, a rescuer who returned to his hometown accidentally caught a glimpse of a garbage heap with a lot of waste. When he passed through an intersection in the county town, he smelled a strong stench when he was standing in the distance, so he didn't even dare to get close. There was a dying puppy in that messy environment. When he got closer, he found that the puppy was so dirty that he couldn't see its original appearance. The puppy seemed to blend in with the litter around him. The rescuer speculated that the puppy may have been a stray dog. It lay motionless and seemed to have no strength. He didn't know how long it had been wandering. When it felt the approach of the rescuer, it showed alertness and fear in its eyes, as if it was silently shouting not to let him approach. He didn't know what it had gone through, and it didn't even have the strength to scold him for staying away. It could only helplessly turn its head back, as if waiting quietly for death. It pained the rescuer to see the puppy so pitiful and hopeless. Although he was terrified that the puppy would bite him, he decided to save it anyway. He first moved it to an open space on the side, then took off his cotton jacket, laid it flat on the ground without hesitation. He picked it up carefully and put it in the middle of the padded jacket. He wrapped it tightly, padded jacket to keep out the cold. The rescuer's actions made the puppy, shivering in the cold wind, feel a warmth it hadn't felt in a long time. The rescuer then took the puppy to the veterinary hospital. After a preliminary examination, the doctor said that the puppy lacked many essential trace elements because it had not eaten for a long time. The puppy would also need a full biochemical test to see if it had any other problems. So the dog was taken to the treatment table to draw blood. Doctors shaved one of its legs. However, due to long-term wandering and lack of nutrition, the puppy's fur had long lost its luster. Doctors seemed to have a hard time dealing with it. During the blood draw, the puppy did not make any howls. It just looked around innocently with its eyes open. It is unknown whether it was so hungry that it didn't even have the strength to scream, or whether it was extraordinarily well behaved because it knew that the group of people in front of it was saving it while waiting for the results. The rescuer held it tightly in his arms like a baby, even as the puppy was infused. When the first shot went into the puppy's body, it sobbed like a baby getting an injection. It lay in the arms of the rescuer and cried pitifully. The rescuer, like a loving father, had been quietly comforting it, and it was also very docile, as if it understood the words of the rescuer. It quietly accepted the doctor's injection, but its eyes made people feel distressed, because the puppy would continue to receive treatment for several days. The rescuer left it in the hospital for convenience. He was afraid that it would feel cold, so he deliberately left his cotton jacket in the hospital to use it as a quilt. After the infusion was completed, the puppy's mental state finally recovered a little. It was no longer as weak as it was when it was first picked up, as if it could die at any moment. It now had the strength to look around. It looked curiously at every corner of the hospital. When it learned that the rescuer was about to leave, it looked out of the cage pitifully, as if telling him to come back and not abandon it. No dog would really be willing to give up its life. As long as they can meet a kind person to save them, they will be able to live strong. It is hoped that everyone will take care of stray dogs when they encounter them. Please adopt them instead of buying them. Please don't impulsively feed them, and don't throw them away at will.